Club, and stolen gift cards.
Heartbroken family members are speaking to Local 4 about that little girl killed in a motel room in Redford. We're getting new context tonight to a tragic story we've been following this week.
5-year-old girl killed by blunt force trauma. Her mother and her mother's boyfriend charged yesterday with murder and child abuse. We know the little girl's name was Lyric, and the family members you're about to hear from say they hadn't been able to see her for some time, but they say that was by no choice of their own.
Sean Lay had a chance to speak with Lyric's father, uncle, and grandmother. He joins us with more. Sean?
And the emotions were boiling over. It was intense, Kimberly. Let me tell you, you can only imagine what Lyric's father is going through. The entire family says they've been trying to get Lyric back with them for a year. Now they're dealing with the fact that she's gone.
God, hold on to your babies. If you don't do nothing else, hold on to your babies.
That's Randell Fuller in the pink shirt, and he can barely speak.
That's right. Hold on.
It was his precious daughter, Lyric, who police say was beaten by her own mother and her boyfriend. The little girl's body showing horrifying cuts and bruises. Organs were torn, and she showed injuries from sexual assaults. Little Lyric's body gave out. She was found dead Tuesday morning at the Inn America in Redford.
I think I got it.
Yep, that's how he do it.
Videos of dad and daughter show how Lyric was so adorable, happy, and so full of life. Fuller absolutely loved her. But her mom, Stephanie Jones, left with Lyric a year ago. This family says Jones then cut them off.
She ran away from her own family.
She knew this was going on, and then
And she could have stopped it.
she could have stopped it.
Jones' son was also found badly injured, police say, from constant beatings. Police say Stephanie Jones admitted to hitting her kids and told police she knew that boyfriend Michael Lewis savagely beat them.
She would never let us know where she at.
We just wanted the baby. That's all we wanted. We didn't ask for much. This is a very loving man.
Your heart just breaks for the father and this family. Look, the family lives on the Far East Side. They said they've been trying to track Lyric and mother, boyfriend, and the 3-year-old boy involved all this. They just couldn't do it. They had no idea. They were way out in Redford over on Telegraph Road at this point. Guys, back to you. One more thing I want to point out. They just called me back. The family here, they have set up a GoFundMe. They said they fully understand that all of a sudden they have to deal with burial costs here, and they're looking for help with that too. So I wanted to put that in. That's on clickondetroit.com, guys.
Okay, and Sean, you spoke with police. Do they believe Lyric's mother could have done anything to prevent her death?
I can tell you exactly what they said in court. They interviewed the mom. The mom said she strongly disciplined her 2 children, and she knew that the discipline or the beatings from her boyfriend were going way too far. And at one point she said, I've got to get both of them to a doctor. She told investigators that the boyfriend said no, and then she dropped it.
Oh, God. Just awful. Okay. Thanks, Sean.
In battle, Livingston County Judge Teresa Brennan has now been removed from office. Breaking news coming from Michigan Supreme Court. It was just days ago Brennan was ordered to stand trial on criminal charges of misconduct in office, perjury, and destroying evidence. Those charges are connected to Brennan's failure to remove herself from her own divorce case. Not only is she removed from office, if Brennan somehow becomes a judge again, she would face a 6-year suspension.
Okay, well, let's get folks caught up on the forecast here. We had a pop-up line of storms just kind of out of nowhere, and then I just took a glimpse outside, and it's sunny.
In fact, for a little while, we had some sunshine and rain, which is just always strange going on at the same time. What do we got now, Ben?
Yeah, it got pretty rough there just after 4 o'clock, and then things calmed down quickly, at least in Detroit. We still have some of those thunderstorms over into Ontario and just a couple cells here on the east side, but these are not severe. In fact, probably just a few areas of moderate rain as we speak, and that's all we're tracking right now. Still some outflow boundaries from those previous storms that could fire up more as we get into the early part of the evening. But generally, I think a lot of us are going to stay dry. We did have reports of 1-inch hail here on the east side from some of those thunderstorms that moved through earlier. Otherwise, over the weekend, it's still going to be pretty dry. There is a stray storm possible. We'll talk timing on that and look at the humidity levels for both Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget to take us with you this weekend on the Local Forecasters app. It's got interactive radar, severe weather alerts if you need them, and a lot more on the palm of your hand. Download it for free in your app store by searching WDIV. Kim?
All right, Ben, the owner of 7 gas stations throughout the metro area is in big trouble tonight. Tarek Bazi is now facing federal fraud charges involving stolen gift cards and items bought at a big box store. Local 4's Coco McAvoy joins us live outside of one of his gas stations. So, Coco, what actually landed him in federal court?
Yes, good evening. Police say Tarek Bazi used stolen gift cards to buy millions of dollars worth of items from Sam's Club for his gas stations like the one here on West McNichols to stock those gas stations. And of course, that is a federal crime. A wealthy gas station owner busted by the feds for fraud. Tarek Bazi owns 7 gas stations scattered across the Detroit area. And starting in 2014, investigators say Bazi would stock his stores with items from Sam's Club that were bought with stolen gift cards. A whopping $3.5 million worth of items to be exact. And that's not all. Investigators also say Bazi would swipe the stolen gift cards using credit card machines at his businesses to create a bogus gas purchase transaction, all to mislead credit card companies and credit his own accounts. We went to Bazi's house this afternoon to see if anyone had anything to say about the accusations. A woman came to the door and gestured that she was not interested at all in talking. Granted, Bazi is in some pretty serious trouble. His alleged scheme crumbled after an undercover investigator went into his gas station to try to sell him a stolen gift card. Bazi took the bait and bought it, and then immediately went to Sam's Club to buy items for his gas station. And for his alleged bad deeds, he's now facing several federal charges. And authorities asked Bazi to forfeit any money or property he got using those gift cards. We'll, of course, keep track of this case. Reporting live this evening, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
Okay, Devin. Coco, excuse me. Here's Devin.
Well, someone thinks the recent job cuts at Ford were about more than just streamlining the automaker. A new lawsuit alleges older employees were targeted for the chopping block in order to save the company money on retirement benefits. Larry Spruill looks at those claims and how Ford is responding. Larry?
Every one of our clients have lost a lot. Every one of our clients feels betrayed by Ford.
It's a bold claim from attorney Michael Pitt, but he says it's true. That's why he's representing 4 former Ford Motors high leadership employees in this multi-page lawsuit.
Under the Ford pension plan, there are 2 milestones that an employee can reach, age 55, and the other is 30 and out pension, pretty standard in the auto industry.
Now, the lawsuit claims Ford denied them of retirement benefits when they were let go by the company on May 31st of this year. Attorney Pitt tells me it's a part of the Ford Smart Redesign plan. Pitt says this is not the first time former employees accuse Ford Motors of this same thing, and it probably won't be the last. I reached out to Ford. A representative sent me this statement. It says the allegations are baseless and we will vigorously oppose them. Our process was careful and thorough. It was based on legitimate considerations and unrelated to retirement status. And so also the attorney tells me that one of his clients, his lead clients, if her pension was paid today, that would be $552,000. If she was able to work until March of 2020, her pension will be $1.2 million. We're live tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
All right, Larry.
Well, tonight in Flint, prosecutors are meeting with the victims of the water crisis and explaining why all pending charges in the investigation were dropped. Take a look here. These are live pictures from that meeting where Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy and Michigan Solicitor General Fadwa Hammoud are addressing the decision to start a new investigation and gather new evidence. Local 4's Mara McDonald is there and will have full coverage coming up on Local 4 News at 11.
Got an advisory for residents of Allen Park. City says gasoline has been detected in parts of the sewer system.
City has says that residents in the highlighted area on your screen there should pour a ½ gallon of water into all basement floor drains. That's so the smell of gas won't get into your home. That area is bordered by Southfield Road, Pinecrest Drive, Pelham Road, Ecorse Road, and Roosevelt Avenue.
We have a plea tonight from a viewer in West Bloomfield who's asking for the public's help in finding 3 very special rings, including her engagement ring and her wedding band.
Here are pictures of the rings. They went missing last month at West Bloomfield's Marshbank Park. The rings were left on a table and were gone 45 minutes later when the owner returned to look for them. If you know where they might be, call West Bloomfield Police.
Don't need to tell you the bugs are biting, but it is important to know which ones, right, Doc?
It's summertime and the bugs are biting. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, I'll show you which bugs are actually sending people to the emergency room and what else is going around where you live.
How bad are schools in Ann Arbor? Well, bad enough that a new bond proposal is 10 digits. We'll explain it